out to my students of my course, How to Get Started One Rental at a Time. If you are one of my students, this is a homework video. I will be posting this in our private Facebook group momentarily. But what I want you to do is I want you to take the spreadsheet that you have built from step 1 of the course. You know, that one that creates focus, creates active listings, you're creating the inventory that you are tracking. I would like you to take that spreadsheet and I would like you to pick one of your listings, one of the listings that you have already calculated the yield for that property. I don't care which property it is. If you want to do this, you want to get extra credit for this assignment, go ahead and pick 2 of them. What we are going to do is we are going to start to understand the impact on our yield. If you're one of my students, we use yield to compare deals. We buy the highest yield and we kind of go from there. But I believe 2021 is already teaching us that the world has shifted. And what I mean by that is interest rates, price, demand, inflation, asset inflation. So let's get ready for it. Let's understand what might happen. So again, this is a homework assignment for one of my students or all of my students. Pick 1. If you want extra credit, pick 2. What I want you to do is copy those rows and make 3 entries, and we're going to go from there. So first, let's understand the impact of rising interest rates. Today, you would have seen a video from Mortgage Matt talking about how in a single 24-hour period, 30-year interest rates went up an eighth or 12.5 basis points. I believe interest rates will be on a slow rise throughout the year. So let's get ready for that. In your existing spreadsheet, you have a column called mortgage. I would like you to go into that column and then assume interest rates went up 1 full percentage. Nothing else changes. Price is the same, rent is the same, everything else is the same, except interest rates go up 1%. If you're currently calculating it with a 30-year fixed rate mortgage, great, now it's 4%. If you're calculating 3.5%, great, now it's 4.5%. I would like you to increase the interest rate 1% because what will happen, again, all else being equal, obviously, mortgage payment will go up, and then the cash flow will go down and the yield will go down. In fairness, some of your deals might go negative. 1%, that's a 33% rise in many cases. So realize, everything else being equal, if rates go up 1%, what does it mean in your market? Again, some of your markets might go negative. And if you're one of my students, you know what we call that. We call that an alligator. So again, realize that. So that's number 1. What happens if rates go up 1%? Everything else is equal. Number 2, let's assume that interest rates in number 2, scenario 2, stays the same. But let's assume prices go up 10%. So if you're playing with a $100,000 purchase price today, your purchase price now is $110,000. It's just 10% more. Again, that will have trickle effects, right? A higher purchase price means your down payment is more, right? If you were doing 20% down on 100, that is 20 grand. Now 20% on 110 is 22 grand, right? So again, your cash out of pocket following our spreadsheet will rise, in that example, $2,000. That will impact yield because, again, more money out of pocket, right? Higher denominator means you're going to have a lower yield. But let's understand the difference, okay? Number 3, let's assume purchase price is the same, mortgage payment is the same, but now let's assume rent goes up $100. If rent was $700, now it's $800. If rent was $1,500, now it's $1,600. Again, if purchase price stays the same, mortgage price stays the same, everything else is the same, the yield will rise. assuming the spreadsheet's not broken, obviously. But again, if it goes up $100, again, without any additional expenses, that's an extra $1,200. So that will be the numerator of our calculation of yield. Now, your yield may not go up by the full 1,200 because maybe you have property management, maybe they get a sliver, but you will get most of that, okay? So that's the three scenarios. What if interest rates go up 1%? What if purchase price goes up 10%? And then what if rent goes up? Now, here's the magic. What if all three happen? That's where we're going, I believe. I believe we're going to have some price appreciation. I believe we're going to have some interest rate appreciation. And I believe we're going to have some rental inflation. We need to understand where the break even is. Where does my yield not get negatively impacted? Where does my yield actually grow? Because every market is different. If you are in a market with low inventory of rental homes, your rents could explode higher. If you are in a market where there are lots of single family homes for sale, maybe your rent can't go up. Right? We need to figure this out. Maybe interest rates go up faster than we would like. 2021, because of what happened in Georgia, I believe fundamentally is going to cause interest rates to rise, good or bad, just going to happen. Asset inflation, good or bad, is going to happen. And that is going to cause us to have a different calculation. I'm not calling what happened on Tuesday good or bad. It doesn't matter. It happened. So now, as investors, we have to ask ourselves, what is going to happen to my calculations? So again, if you're one of my students, this is a homework assignment. This video is going right to our private Facebook group. I want you to adjust three things: interest rates up, price up, rents up, and then the coup de grace, all three up. Tell me on Saturday during our live Q&A at 9 a.m. what happened. I would love to hear from you, because this is what's going to happen in 21. We're going to have a little bit of price increases. I think interest rates are the wild card. They may stay low, but I am nervous based on what Mortgage Matt said, went up an eighth in 24 hours. That's a big deal. And then finally, rents, because I think prices go up will pull rents. I think it'll be a delayed scenario. But you and I, who are comparing deals based on yield, we should be prepared. We should be looking for what might happen in 2021. And if you do the math correctly, it will tell you buy now, buy later, what is going on. So again, I look forward to talking to my students Saturday morning, 9 a.m. in the live stream. Take care.